There was nothing ordinary about the second inauguration of President Trump. Surprising revelations, outrageous shows of power, and surprising surprises left even the most powerful personalities shocked. A watershed moment in American history occurred on January 20, 2025, when Donald Trump formally resumed his duty as president. The irony of Trump's being the first president to serve two non-consecutive terms since Grover Cleveland is staggering. All the highlights of Inauguration Day are right here. A number of things were different about this year's inaugural, including the location, the attendees, and the length of President Trump's speech. The most crucial part, though, were the startling details he divulged in front of familiar and unfamiliar persons. Many things were altered at Trump's inauguration this year. To begin, Monday's second inauguration was the first indoor swearing-in in 40 years, as Trump opted to have it indoors due to the extreme weather. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance were sworn in at a low-key ceremony, but it was attended by several noteworthy visitors. Sitting in the rotunda with their spouses and a number of Trump's grandsons were members of the Trump family, including Tiffany, Eric, Ivanka, and Donald Jr. When compared to their tense relationship a few years ago, things have calmed down between Trump and major tech executives recently. Other of these well-known tech executives even had better stage locations than other members of Trump's cabinet at the inauguration. Even though they appeared somewhat burdened by their histories, former Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton were present as well. Impressive tech heavyweights like Elon Musk of Tesla, Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, Sundar Pichai of Google, and Jeff Bezos of Amazon were the true stars of the show. Musk, who donated heavily to Trump's campaign, was even a speaker at the inaugural rally the previous Monday. Since Trump's re-election, Musk has been frequenting Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. On stage with Zuckerberg were his wife Priscilla Chan and other attendees at the ceremony. In a later post, Zuckerberg included a photo of the group in their inauguration regalia with the comment "optimistic and celebrating," and he also included an American flag emoji. Beginning 2025 with some actions that appear to have been impacted by Trump's manner, Meta was one of the first major firms to contribute $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund. Former Meta associate Nick Clegg claims that during a November meal at Mar-a-Lago, Zuckerberg expressed serious desire in participating in Trump's digital policy discussions. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg remained neutral in the 2024 election, despite Trump's criticism of Facebook and threats to arrest him if he ran again. Nonetheless, he couldn't deny that Trump showed remarkable composure during a challenging moment during a summer rally in Pennsylvania. At the inauguration, Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan sat on the platform. Posting a photo of himself and Chan attired for an inaugural celebration on Monday, Zuckerberg tagged it with "optimistic, celebrating," and an American flag emoji. Meta was among the first major corporations to donate $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund, and now they appear to be starting 2025 with some adjustments that appear to have been impacted by Trump's political energy. Nick Clegg, who was in charge of worldwide relations for Meta, claims that during a November dinner at Mar-a-Lago, Zuckerberg expressed serious interest in becoming involved with Trump's digital initiatives. Trump frequently criticized Facebook during his first term in office. Last year, he went so far as to suggest that, should he regain the presidency, he may arrest Zuckerberg. Despite Zuckerberg's lack of public 2024 political endorsements, he praised Trump's heroic response to being shot at an event in Pennsylvania that summer. In December, Trump met with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez at Mar-a-Lago. Also, Trump's inaugural fund received $1 million from Amazon. Bezos stated his intention to aid Trump in cutting regulation and his optimism about the likelihood of another Trump presidency at last month's New York Times Deal Book Summit. From what I can see, he seems far more at ease and composed than the first time around, according to Bezos. Over the past 8 years, you've likely matured. He has as well. This is not how Bezos felt about Trump in the past. He made the same point in 2016 when he claimed that Trump was slowly but surely eroding our democracy with his threats to imprison Hillary Clinton and his refusal to accept the outcome of the presidential election that year, should he not win. Bezos owns both Amazon and The Washington Post, which Trump has slammed on multiple occasions. The Post abstained from endorsing a presidential contender in 2024, a first in decades. Allegedly, Bezos stepped in to prevent an endorsement of Kamala Harris. Endorsements, according to Bezos' subsequent op-ed, give the impression of bias but fail to sway voters' decisions. In contrast to several of his colleagues, Apple CEO Tim Cook donated $1 million to Trump's inaugural fund out of his personal pocket. According to Cook, Apple was able to enter into the Indian retail industry with the support of the first Trump government. $1 million went to Trump's inaugural fund from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. When it comes to bureaucratic roadblocks, Altman has stated that he agrees with Trump on some points. Chief Executive Officer Shouzi Chu of TikTok was also seen at the Capitol Rotunda. The Supreme Court rejected TikTok's appeal of a divest or ban bill last week. After going down for U.S. users for a short period on Saturday night, the platform came back up on Sunday following Trump's announcement that he would use an executive order to postpone the ban. On Friday, Chu expressed gratitude to Trump for his promise to collaborate with us in order to continue having TikTok available in the U.S. Attended the inauguration was the French billionaire Bernard Arnault, head of the luxury company LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Dior, and other brands. His daughter Delphine Arnault is the CEO of Dior, and his son Alexander will start a new role in February as deputy CEO of Moët Hennessy, LVMH's wines and spirits division. They were all there to support him. As expected, President Trump himself was the center of attention as he administered the oath. With his trademark red tie and sleek black coat, Trump exuded an irresistible energy. Melania Trump, who was dressed in a stunning powder blue custom-designed garment, stood elegantly by his side. In an unusually sincere moment, cameras captured Trump looking over to Melania for what seemed like a congrats kiss, but he fumbled a bit. An occurrence that was swiftly embraced by meme culture and went viral. On the other hand, the inaugural wasn't a runway show. A feeling of the unexpected pervaded the atmosphere right from the start. For instance, during his inauguration speech, Trump hinted to grandiose future endeavors, leaving subtle clues about renaming international regions and establishing American supremacy. Prelude to the day's events to come. In addition to formally marking Trump's return to power, the inauguration was a grand show of influence, ambition, and strategy. This ceremony was merely a preview of the daring policies that were to be implemented during the presidency. As the ceremony came to a close and the final strains of the national anthem resounded, one thing became crystal evident. This wasn't your average handover of authority. It set the stage for a narrative whose unexpected turns would change the course of history. Despite popular belief, the political speeches and A-list attendees weren't the most unexpected parts. Stay tuned, because I'm about to spill the beans that will blow your mind. Nearly twice as long as President Trump's first inaugural address, this one was much more formal. The golden age of America begins right now, he asserted during his 30-minute speech in the Capitol Rotunda. As he lays forth his policies about gender identity, energy, and immigration. The American Presidency Project reports that his address included a total of 2,885 words, which is an increase from 1,433 in 2017. At the U.S. Capitol Visitor Center, Trump later addresses his supporters in a more casual manner, slamming Democrats and restating statements on the 2020 race. The length of his comments exceeded that of his official speech. The length of inaugural addresses has changed considerably over the years. The shortest speech was given by George Washington in 1793 and lasted just 135 words, the longest, given by William Henry Harrison in 1793 and lasting over 2 hours in severe weather, was 841 words. Harrison tragically passed away a month down the road. Many people think that his illness was worsened by the long, cold inauguration day. If his address was lengthier than last year's, why was that? What impression did it make on the people who were there? Some of the most moving parts of President Trump's inauguration had little to do with speeches or policies, despite the fact that the event was mostly a political one. They were the unanticipated occurrences that drew in audiences all around the globe. These charming gaffes and spontaneous performances added heart and spectacle to a historically significant day. Melania Trump will be discussed first. Stepping into the spotlight, the ex-First Lady immediately turned heads in a custom-designed powder blue suit, complete with an identical pillbox hat. Melania is so graceful. Nevertheless, the spotlight was on one authentic moment. Almost comically, the newly inaugurated president almost kissed her on the cheek as he turned to offer her his congratulations. A moment that was half hug and half perplexion ensued because the timing was just off. People in the audience laughed, the internet went crazy, and the scene became a meme in no time. Despite its playful tone, the incident served as a reminder that even the most skilled persons are human and may make mistakes. Elon Musk, the tech magnate, was involved in one of the more shocking moments that stole the show. Cameras swept across the VIP section, where they captured Musk sitting motionlessly for the whole event. But as the formal salute began, observers' sharp eyes caught Elon raising his hand in a gesture that would subsequently be widely construed as a contentious salute. People took to social media in an instant and were very critical of the millionaire, accusing him of openly showing disdain. And there were some who insisted the awkwardness was just a miscommunication. Elon wasted no time hopping on social media to dismiss any accusations of improper intent, writing in jest that he should have just waved his hand naturally. "So much for that," he said. The musical performances themselves were unpredictable, and they were not without their share of drama. Billy Ray Cyrus and Carrie Underwood, two of country music's biggest stars, sang patriotic standards. However, due to an error in technology, everything went wrong. The microphone that Carrie was using abruptly went out midway through her performance. Instead of allowing the setback ruin the performance, she effortlessly transitioned to an a cappella rendition of God Bless America, inviting the audience to join in and sing along. An inspiring display of solidarity, the spontaneous performance garnered a standing ovation and served as a poignant reminder of the power of live performances. Donald Trump's oath of office at the 2025 presidential inauguration was the obvious center of attention. In the midst of all the ceremony, one unexpected guest, Barron Trump, caught the eye of spectators all over the globe. Barron entered the public eye in a manner that left many people talking when she was just 18 years old. Stands at a towering 6 feet 9 inches. Even Donald Trump, Barron's father and a towering 6 feet 3 inches man, was dwarfed by him and his brothers. People were talking about his remarkable makeover and how much he looked like his dad the second they saw him, thus he quickly became an internet sensation. The shy, youthful person America knew earlier was vanished. A self-assured young man, dressed like a classic Trump in a sharp black suit, stooped in his place. His manner and stance resembled Donald Trump's arrogant confidence, according to observers. A deluge of criticism swept social media. #BarronTrump and # were among the trending hashtags on Twitter, and several TikTok creators commented on his metamorphosis. A video that went viral included Donald's famous motions next to shots of Barron standing at the ceremony with an equally collected and steady expression. Barron looked eerily like Donald, almost like a younger version of the latter. At his inauguration, Donald Trump began his long-awaited comeback, but nearly no one paid attention to one daring remark he made. "Let me tell you what happened." The moment Trump made an announcement, everyone started talking about it. The current name of the Gulf of Mexico will be changed to the Gulf of America. Donald, in his trademark arrogance, proclaimed that the United States must now accept responsibility for its greatness. Additionally, the term Gulf of Mexico will be phased out from use of the southern seaboard today. The Gulf of America will be officially renamed as of today to honor the greatness, solidarity, and supremacy of our great nation. Although not everyone appeared to be overjoyed, the audience burst into cheers nevertheless. There were a few skeptical or surprised expressions on some of the audience members' faces. Many were taken aback by the daring move, but it was large, unapologetic, and guaranteed to garner headlines, just like Trump. Nothing about Hillary Clinton's response that day was ordinary. The former Democratic presidential candidate and Secretary of State, who was seated a few rows behind Trump, had remained serene during the ceremony. Her reaction, however, was indisputable the moment Trump announced his intention to rename the Gulf. Her eyebrows quirked ever so slightly, and then she smirked with an expression that was both confused and hilarious. As Trump's face burst into jubilation moments later, Hillary leaned over to Bill Clinton and said something. Her words had the power to elicit a chuckle from the former president. Almost immediately after the encounter took place, cameras began recording it, and people began posting analyses of her reaction on social media. Astounding and awe-inspiring, Trump stressed that the United States would regain its status as the world's strongest, most powerful, and most respected nation. He declared his intention to restore the name of Mount McKinley to honor President William McKinley and rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America as part of this grand vision. He moved on to an impassioned call for solidarity, reminding the nation that we are all members of the same great family under God. In an address to the entire family, he vowed to be by their side, fight for their future, and bring about unprecedented wins. A symbol of the chasm that exists between Trump's ardent followers and his detractors emerged with Hillary's uncensored response. Hillary and others viewed the move as another ostentatious display of Trump's larger-than-life personality, while his followers applauded it as a strong display of patriotism. As soon as the news broke, historians and legal professionals began debating the feasibility of the proposed modification. It takes more than just an executive order to change the name of a large body of water. The name Gulf of Mexico is based on centuries of history, physical features, and international treaties. Would Trump be able to successfully do this? Experts generally held the view. But as one analyst put it, Donald Trump is the only one who can shake things up and expand the limits of possibility. However, the suggestion of rechristening the Gulf struck a chord with Trump's fans. Social media users couldn't resist analyzing every detail, particularly speculating what Hillary muttered to Bill, as her reaction swiftly became the center of attention. The proposal generated its own discourse on the global stage. Mexican officials wasted no time responding. The president issued a cautious statement that hoped this wouldn't affect diplomatic ties and highlighted the cultural and historical significance of the Gulf of Mexico. The relocation was reportedly causing increasing tensions behind closed doors, according to sources. Not only that, but other heads of state also shared their opinions. Others poked fun at it, while still others were taken aback. If Donald is renaming the Gulf, perhaps we could rename Niagara Falls to something less dramatic, said a Canadian critic. At the same time, during a press conference, France's foreign minister quipped that the Eiffel Tower would soon be renamed the Freedom Tower of France if the US renames the Gulf. Hillary was thrust back into the limelight as the debate progressed, with many arguing about her response to the inauguration. Perhaps Donald's audacious statement won't be the most memorable part of that day in the end. On the contrary, the real humanity behind the headlines may be revealed by those little, unplanned moments, such as Hillary's raised eyebrows and delighted smile.